What's up? Kootenai Sound Connection. Go by the name of Daza. Thanks for the continued support. My GoFundMe campaign. I really appreciate it. A lot of people have been there for me over the years, and I've had certain needs that were beyond what other people could help me with. So I have to help myself. I think that's the lesson through all this and all the videos that I make is individual responsibility to help yourself and to be and just be yourself so that when you're moving around the chessboard of life, what you are is representing the best version of you, and so that you can help other people around and you just be a good influence. And then it's not about blaming other people or noticing, because it's not about who you run into as you're moving your peg around. You will run into people, and people will be taken off guard. They'll be fearful. Some of them are hurt, so they're hurting people. But it's really not about that. It's really just about how you move. Where's your next move then? If people are hurting here, then and it's really bothering you, then maybe you got to just move away from it and then learn. Because eventually, if you're truly a good person and being the best person you are, then you want to learn from it, you want to grow, and then you want to eventually either you go back to that hurt area, or and you bring, we got to alleviate the people who are hurting. Because if someone hurts you because they're hurt, isn't that a good place for empathy? And not only a good place, isn't that where we need to be empathetic? So so I'm just going to get strong enough within myself, and that's what I've been doing, just to be strong enough so that when I am moving my chess piece around the chessboard, we'll hope it's a king and not a pawn, and searching for my queen, or no, she looks for me, or however that works. And when I'm moving around, when I run into someone, say they're hurt, and if they attack me, then for me to really be strong would be to recognize, okay, there's a hurt person. How am I going to help them? And go directly into the help. Don't go into the blame and playing victim. Hopefully, if I can get strong enough, I can skip right over that step, eliminate it off the board, and wouldn't even play that game anymore. So now I just go directly into, what can I do to help them? And what can I do to learn for myself? So swallow my pride would be something along with keep your ego in check. So the first thing I can do is check my ego. And this isn't easy to do. The first person that comes to my mind when I think about this, there's a couple actually now, but I think of Martin Luther King. Checking the ego. Other people might be throwing rocks at you, but you are continuing to maintain who you are and to be balanced and just. And now I have a bunch of other names in my head that are popping up of other people who did that. I mean, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and of course the list is massive. The amount of people that have done this. Bob Marley's "Get Up, Stand Up." I don't know if that's still on the same idea. The point is if I can learn anything along the way, if I can strengthen my ability to be my best version, deal with my ego, and when other people hurt me, if I can look directly at them as a hurt person, then I'm making my life better and making the life better of other people around me. Now, all it takes is a few of us to start doing that, and we are doing that, and to continue doing that. And the people who are followers, because the reality is about 90% of people, I don't know the stats on this kind of stuff, but what is it? 90% of people are followers. There might be a group of, say, some of those that kind of follow and lead and create, but probably only 10% of the population is actual leaders, and even probably half of them are totally not capable of leading. They naturally they're leaders, but they haven't learned what it takes, because to be a leader you have to have your ego in check, and you have to be balanced, and you have to be grounded, and you have to be morally just for massive amounts of people in different perspectives. You know, you got to be able to relate with all people to be a good leader. All people. You can't exclude anyone. So, you know, that takes a real particular person. So as we start making where commonality is, that we check our ego, we move our piece, our chess piece around the board, and we're aware of who we are, and we're making everyone around us we're emanating love and forgiveness and helping people, recognizing that if they're hurt, you know, going right over the victim mentality and going directly into how can I help this person's hurt. And if we're not strong enough in that moment, then we're leaving. And if we can, and if other people are around that we can help leave, then bring them over. Then the first thing you can do is use communication. So then you leave to say you're moving your pawn around with a group of pawns and someone's being hurtful. First thing you do is you make sure everyone's communicating, everyone that you love and that is with you, and you move them to a safe ground. So you can even have like safe spots, a checklist, like 3 different safe spots that you could go to in that moment. If anything happens, then you go into the safe spot. First thing you're going to want to do is communicate, check in with everyone. Is everyone here? Is everyone feeling safe? What happened? We talk about it. We learn. Then we recognize, okay, that was a hurt person. Every time this is the truth. If someone's being aggressive or hurtful, they are scared, they're fearful, they're hurt, they're resentful, they are, and the list just goes from there. And of course it goes into more specifics from there, whether they're sexist, racist, and everything else, whether they're just startled, whether they're drug addicted, probably addicted in this day and age, because I don't know what the percentage is. It seems like most people are addicted. So then the first thing you do is you get to a safe place and you check in and you talk to everyone. So, and then if people are strong enough, we go over there and the people who are, and to help alleviate it. Maybe encourage them to dance, or, you know, I don't know, you get creative. I only say dance and laugh. Stand-up comedy, try that one. Try dancing. You know, there's a grumpy dude that's hurting everyone, or a grumpy woman that's hurting everyone. Okay, well, let's throw a party, get them to dance. No, I don't mean drugs and alcohol. I mean party, let's dance, laugh, smile. So these are my thoughts, and this is what it takes to be a leader, and this is how we want to be individually accountable, so that we can move around this chessboard of life and have a positive impact and be personally self-accountable. You don't look to anyone else. No, it's just you in the mirror, being honest with yourself. And that's how we start really making a difference here. And then you start having like-minded people, and now you have a whole group of people who think like this and who check themselves. Now you got something special. Kootenai Sound Connection. Thanks for the continued support. I'll link my GoFundMe campaign. And thanks a lot, Carly, for funding, and Akil and other people who have funded so far. I appreciate it. It's going to good use. I'm just getting started with the release, because after being so depressed for so long, believe it or not, and then healing from that, and then healing my spine and healing my brain and everything else that I went through, which losing people to death and just just life is, life seemed to throw me a particular challenging training ground for a while there. 20 years, the last few years have really been so. And now I'm feeling good, and so now it takes a lot of courage then, and I talk about courage, and that's what it's all about, but to come up and to release this to the world. So thank you for your support. I really can use it as I'm setting up what am I doing, and setting up my different channels, and where am I putting my music, and recording my music, and launching my production company, and getting collaborations, working on communication, talking about what I want to do, figure out marketing strategies and what way I want to go, how am I feeling, balancing myself, doing yoga, and continuing to make sure heal my neck and heal my back and stretch and meditate and eat healthy, all while figuring out, finances. And so that's what I've been up to. And anyways, thanks a lot for the support. Peace.